Hey everyone, it's Joe and Isaias here from the Automator, and I got a really cool script today. It actually kind of happened because we had a very advanced AI tool for helping error assist, and it got really complicated. And then I said, you know what? I'm using AI so much, especially Claude and ChatGPT, well, and Grok. Sorry, Isaias uses ChatGPT 5 and stuff. They're still doing pretty good stuff, but it's really helpful in order to copy that error when you get a runtime error, especially to get that and push it back into the AI tool. And I realized we already had a lot of that from the other script. Let me go borrow that. And we created this new one. And then we actually, during a hero call, we found some other very interesting little stuff that I think Ace might talk to. But take a look at this tool. If you're using AI to develop your code, this can really help. It does not use AI. Let me be very clear. So there's no tokens, no nothing you
Right.
have to do.
It's not an AI tool.
It's right, but it
Exactly.
works with your to help you use AI. It's
Right.
weird, but yeah. So all
Let,
right,
let,
Isaiah,
let me kind of like set the stage. So here's the point. So without me running the script, so I'm not running it at the moment. And what I want to know is, okay, so I made some stupid stuff in my script. I don't know what is happening. So I run it and I get an error. So for me to try to troubleshoot this, whether it is going to a forum and asking a question or going to AI and pasting it or whatever I'm doing, right? Uh, I need to come here and copy the code. So beforehand, I don't know if this works anymore, but beforehand, this was a message box. And because it was a message box, you could do Control C on the message box and it would copy the whole thing and then you would paste. But that's no longer true. You
right?
cannot say Control C. There is no button to copy, so you must go to some part of the text, select all, copy, and then go and do the thing. So there's a bunch of little actions. It's not a lot, right? But the problem is, if you don't know what you're doing and you're debugging, you will encounter a lot of errors. And every single time you have to go through the whole process of, oh, let me select this, let me copy, let me go. Let's figure out a way to do this. This is where, Joe, you mentioned that you created a tool that automatically grabbed the thing and sent it to AI. But what if I'm not working with AI? What if I don't want to pay for tokens? What if I don't want to do anything with AI? Well, this is where this new tool comes into. It just copies the stuff into the clipboard, and now you can go ahead and do whatever you want, whether it's AI or a forum. So now let's look at it in action, and then later on, we're going to talk about a few things that we kind of like worked with. So I just press F5 to run it. The script is running, and I can tell because there's a little icon at the bottom. Let me just make everything a little bit bigger, I guess. But all of that can be configured. We can right click on the tool and go to the preferences. Oh yeah, my screen DPI settings kind of like messed with it. Okay. Let's just close this and reopen it, I guess.
If you just restart the script, it'll adjust, right?
Yes, it should. You're right. All right, cool. So let's just do that. Let's restart it so that I keep my DPI settings where they are easily visible, and let's reload. But now if I go ahead and click on my preferences, it should be correct. So here's the other thing. So here we have an auto click button, the exit app. That's the reason why the thing simply disappeared. It is because I have this to click on the exit app button automatically. If I go ahead and click on my preferences, it should be correct. So here's the other thing. So here we have an auto click button, the exit app. That's the reason why the thing simply disappeared. It is because I have this to click on the exit app button automatically. I could choose to click continue or reload. Be careful with reload though, because that one, it would enter a loop. It will reload and go ahead and display the error again. But if you have it as a hotkey, something that is triggered by a hotkey, reloading might not be that bad because it will not fail until you click the hotkey. So that's why we keep it there. But basically you would auto click some of that. You can tell it how long to wait before clicking on that button. So let's say that I want to wait 3 seconds. Notice that this says milliseconds there. So if you want to make it as very fast as 100 milliseconds, or if you want seconds, then you put 3000, that's 3 seconds. And the notification that I just displayed, which is kind of like a yellow little thing, I could also control how long in seconds that would stay there. So I want at least 1 second to let me see it, but I could do 0.5 if I wanted or something like that. So I could just go ahead and put here something like 5 seconds, right? Now that last option here is just in case you're developing with a browser open or something. You can change it to Edge or Chrome or any executable. You just name whatever it is. So if you have Notepad++ here, you can do that too. Doesn't really matter. But the idea came because if I'm using AI to code, I want to copy the thing and open the AI window, which probably I already have open. So it would just activate my Chrome window right away. That's basically the idea. So all of the settings can be set here. And now let's just test it. They're live. As soon as you save them, then everything takes care of that. Now it's going to wait a little bit longer before exiting and wait a little bit longer before that particular dialogue is gone. So it's really great. And now I can just go ahead and paste and I go to my forum or AI and tell it, hey, this is what I got. I do think, Joe, you might explain a little bit more about whenever you have some variable names that are incorrect or something, you kind of like reworded it a little bit better so that it was easier to understand, right?
A little more concise. Yeah, we just
right. So as you can see, the tool is really simple. And the main idea is just it puts it into your clipboard and you decide what to do with it. But the other cool thing is that preferences that you can set for that.
Yeah, and open, since you have Chrome listed here, let's have Chrome and go to Grok or ChatGPT or whatever.
All right.
This is demo how you'd be using this.
All right, cool. So here we're going to be showing how we're working with this. It's mainly I open Grok. I say I'm working with something, right? And then I got an error. And then I'm going to say, hey, actually, let me just grab some real code. Just right. And that's the cool thing. So I'm going to grab something that I got here. And then from that, I want to just run it. And now what happens is, okay, so I'm with Grok. I started some sort of conversation. I'm developing a tool and I need help troubleshooting an error. It's going to tell me, yeah, what's the error? Okay, so cool. And then I'm working and I just run the tool. It grabs the error. Remember that I set up this to be a little bit slower. I'm just going to set it up. But notice how it brought Grok to the front now. So now I can just paste here. It will do this. And I continue working on that. Let me set up my preferences to be a little bit faster.
You would have already had the main script in here as well. So it's aware that this error is contained to the tool you were developing, right? You'd already have that going.
Sure. If you have, I don't know if in here you have projects or whatever, you can upload the script executable or HK file, sorry. It would at least tell me, hey, look, you didn't pass whatever it was supposed to. So based on that snippet, it looks like that. And why don't you give it an executable name? Yeah, like Notepad, you see? So now let's go ahead and try that. Oh, okay, so yeah, it is because I didn't put what it was supposed to do. And now when I run it, oh, I got a different error. What is that? Okay, I just paste. What is that? Oh, it couldn't find some sort of function. And then that means it is likely it's not defined or recognized as a function in the current scope. Let's look at it. Oh yeah, I'm calling this function there, but I haven't defined it anywhere. Oh, let's go ahead and bring that in. Oh, okay, so I go to my code and bring that in. And I would be able to kind of like slowly but surely figure out what my problem is. And if I keep doing this, I just run it. Oh, that's the problem. It goes away, brings Grok to the front, I paste. And it will keep trying to do that over and over again. Does that make sense? So it makes it very easy for me to keep troubleshooting because every time the error shows up, everything gets copied to my clipboard. In this case, we're talking about AI in this context, but it doesn't have to be AI. It could be a forum or something. Oh man, I just reached my limit. So there you go. That's basically what the tool does. It's really cool. And Joe, you're saying that it has been helping you so much. It just makes everything faster, right?
Yeah, it's a lot faster, a lot less clicks. And again, I've been using AI to creating, you've seen it, right? It's created some really cool scripts, but I don't go look at the code. I just go see the error, put
Run
it
it.
back in, unless it says like, on the third try, I'll start looking at the code and going, gee, or start a different, you switch to a different tool or restart the thread. Because sometimes when you're going down a path, AI kind of just like humans gets stuck in a certain approach, right? But
Right.
this tool just really speeds up that interaction of the manual part of copying that error, pushing it back into the tool. We our other tool actually fed the whole script and your prompt back in using the API, but we realized, well, it just became very cumbersome and did too many things. This is just purposely. Oh, we have a logger, by the way. It can
Oh
also
yeah.
log your errors, right?
So,
To help you
so
understand if you have
yes,
common errors.
right. So right here, every single time the errors showed up, this file got updated line by line. So we got different lines, and the whole message is actually kind of like, even if it has new lines, we replace them so that it is just one line per
Right.
thing. If you want to see it, you can just wrap the thing or just copy that one line. For example, oh, I'm interested in that one. And I would go to any tool and replace that for new lines, and I will get the correct format for the thing. That's what I usually do with those. But basically, it also keeps help track of the different sort of common errors that you as a user might be finding, or AI. If you're telling AI to go ahead and do something, and actually, Joe, later on, you can fit the whole log file and say, these are common errors that you do. These are the fixes. Don't do that again. Like
that
right.
was where, that was one of the things that I'm like, it'd be nice to keep a log of this so I can put in my instructions to AI, watch out for this mistake. You make it a lot, right?
Yes, exactly. And just look at the ways how you have solved that in our conversations, right? Because now soon, and actually, if I remember right, the projects idea in Grok or OpenAI on those things in which you have kind of like a topic, AI has access to all the chats in that topic, I think is what happens.
Yep.
So if you create a project and you have 5 chats, it can reference different chats within that project. So if you tell it, here are some common errors, look at the chats in this project and make sure that, because you have fixed it already, don't make the same mistake or whatever. I think that might work. I don't know, but cool.
But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll put the URL up here where you can get that and check it out. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.